Hello, everyone, and welcome. It is time for some Battlefield again. Been a bit since we did that. Not too long ago, actually. Wow, when was the last time we played some Battlefield on this channel? It wasn't that long ago, I reckon. But stuff happened. There's an event. There's even an event pass. Wowsy. And, yeah. We even got a new gun. I am screaming, fuck. Okay. So, Dice is trolling right now. I'm sorry. Okay, here's the thing. Right? Every gun is labeled from which game it came, okay? As you can see, up left, Battlefield 3. Or, we have here from Bad Company 2. So, this this event, is centered around an organization from Battlefield 5 Firestorm, the World War II shooter. And they overhauled two maps, Battle of the Bulge and El Alamein, World War II stuff from 1942. And then they add, the M1 Garand. So you'd think the M1 Garand would be labeled, oh, it came from, the 1942 portion, right? Because it has the aperture sight and shit like the... No, it's labeled from Bad Company 2, which, I mean, technically correct. It was also in Bad Company 2, but it is one hell of a troll move to not say it's not from Battlefield 1942. This is just like, yes, it's technically correct, but fuck you also. But yeah, M1 Garand, as you can see, we have the aperture sight and the other ones from... Yeah, sadly not much more, which is like... Okay, honestly, I do hope they will add more sights, because I think at least we can have some more red dot sights on the M1 Garand. But we will see. And as usual, we can... Okay, some really only... Okay. Some more, some less, I'd say. Also, there is a skin now. Really nice one, actually. So. Yeah, basically they had a hardcore mode, which... There's some neat stuff, but I think they should have had more like a parity, but one with higher damage, one with, normal damage. Because hardcore is just not that fun. And if you want to see, there is 30 levels of the pass. Basically every second one is free. So it's also just, I think, $5 or so. It's like, they definitely are like, oh no, this is just like, hey, small things afterwards. But cool shit. Again, this looks good. Like chromas are good. Yeah, also, as I saw, there should be new codex stuff, right? Let me just check. That there's nothing new here. Nope. Oh, that one is new. That one is new. Oh. So let's read a bit, shall we? Because, I mean, that stuff is also just kind of part of the game right now. So if you're like, wait, who interested in the story in Battlefield? I do. Oops. All right. Interesting. So they buried something in Bastogne, which is like, in- okay. Just so you know, Zulus was basically a Nazi organization, but apparently they were more like they didn't want their shit to fall into. I mean, like it's this sounds definitely like they had a falling out with the with the Nazis, because else, why would you send your elite soldiers to aid the Americans and repel Germans? So you're like, oh yeah, please bury shit. So yeah, what the fuck did they bury there, and why in Belgium? Why is it always Belgium? Ah, yeah. The Circle of Hell. Oh, that's the name of the event. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Kind of an interesting idea also that the survivors of Firestorm were disfigured, which is like, oh yeah, the fun battle royale mode from 5. Everyone who came out of it was just, burnt monster. It really got dark with the storyline in the later seasons. We had that already. Mm-hmm. We had that. Anything else here? Yeah. Bunch of new stuff, actually. That guy wasn't that guy mentioned in? I think he was mentioned in some stuff you could find in Firestorm back in the day. So I guess recurring character. Yeah, if you're like, wait, there are recurring characters in Battlefield. Now they are. I'm gonna be obnoxious, even though Otto Bauer is probably the most German name, like one of those German names. Like, yeah, it's an Otto and ein Bauer. Uh, Well, interesting stuff. So they definitely are going through the. It's actually an interesting setup to be like, oh hey, yeah, you're playing on the old World War II maps, but also, I mean, let's just be real here. They likely haven't rebuilt Bastogne. You know what? No, I'm actually have to look. It would be very funny if Bastogne was rebuilt 1-1. I mean, okay, honestly, I just looked at how it looks nowadays, and it doesn't look that different from. But it would be very funny. Anyway, that was just my curiosity getting the better of myself. But yeah, looking through old documents and like, I'm still wondering what the fuck is going on because like, okay. I mean, yeah, we've been talking, like, in the community, everyone talks about how this is building up to something, and it probably is. They are. Like, to a degree, you can't point towards them, constantly mentioning the island, and that, there was some weapon, ancient Nazi organization buried, which they say, a weapon of prophecy, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that definitely sounds like something that definitely something like that will, save the world and not totally engulf it in, hellfire until it burns to cinders. Definitely not something like that. Cool. I wonder what they have left there. Well, time to play, I guess. And here we are back. Hello, Lena. We just missed everyone going over the what do we need to do? Reviving or healing? You know what? Hello, Falk. Can I play? Yes. Welcome to Creepy Baston. Whoa. So yeah, they reworked Battle of the Bulge and El Alamein to be basically quote-unquote nighttime / hell versions. I kind of wish they would. Honestly, I wish they would have done that with more with more stuff. But yeah. Again, everyone really feels they are building up to something, and it wouldn't surprise me if, you know, Iwo Jima is actually real in the end. Just the when is the question. Oh, God damn it. Oh, you know what? When I stream, I feel like I should probably tune down a little bit of my stuff. Yeah. Yeah, probably high is better. How are you doing? Yeah, I mean, I think everyone holds out for Iwo Jima being real, and hopefully, I really like the torches, and hopefully more, you know, World War II vault weapons, even though, then please give us, you know, more sites. Oh, nice. Hope it went well. And not too painful. Ow. I mean, yeah, if you're not pain resistant, it probably can be unpleasant. It is. I mean, I am pretty pain resistant, so I can't really talk about that part. It's not a problem for me. But, yeah. Honestly, Battle of the Bulge is a nice map. It's a bit more open and a bit more of a tag map. I mean, yeah, you could probably say that El Alamein is worse, but I think they're both fine. I think actually rushes on this map are pretty good. So there's gonna be a breakthrough on them, so... Oh god. It does a lot of damage, but it kicks, so... Oof. Need to adjust. I do love that it has a, I do love that it has the, M1 Garand now, though.
Charlie sector is now controlled by the enemy.
Let's see how much we have. Why is simulated 45?
Enemies taking and holding objectives faster than we
Okay.
expected.
Oh well. Yeah.
They're using a tank.
There is a reason, you know, the M14 sucked so much.
We're good to go. You'll fight tomorrow.
Definitely need to, change some stuff because... God damn it. I really hope they do add the STG.
Objective secured. Charlie sector under control.
We're dominating the battlefield. Maintain
There it is, there was the ping. Honestly, love this variant.
Taking Charlie 1.
Ah, fuck. Yeah, like, 3/4. That's a lot of health damage. Oh well. Yep, that's the reason I wanted it. Like, again, MP40, STG, stuff like that. But with, you know, more attachments, please. More attachments.
longer arm.
Yeah. Oh, but, you know, maybe not turn it into a fully cursed gun, but, you know, give us a little bit. Oh well. Yeah,
All fronts. Hostiles control more sectors.
it's been a day. It's been a day. Had like actually worst shit to the what basically happened was didn't sleep a lot today. Woke up early. You know, 9 a.m. Had to make a call. Like do the call, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going back to bed. I'm sleeping now. And you know what happens then? I lay down, I turn around, and suddenly, you know, Gonia's like, hey, like what? I can't sleep. I was like, okay. So I was like, what should I do? I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna play more Metaphor. I'm like, okay. So she just stands up and goes play video games. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. And you know what? The moment I want to go back to sleep, she's like, what are good archetype combinations in your opinion? I'm just laying here in bed, like, you know, sleep deprived SpongeBob style. I was like, girl, I love you, but wrong moment, wrong fucking moment. Yeah, definitely a very big cat moment. I got some sleep again, but yeah. And she's still working away at the dungeon. Guess it works out. Guess it works out. Oh yeah, if you're wondering, we tried actually. We did try the Monster Hunter beta on PS5. It's fine. Like, I mean, they definitely seem to have some technical problems. God damn it. But, I have to get back to that. I'll play myself, you know, these days, and then Friday, as you know. But yeah, that was big cat moment today. Wonderful. Do like me some sleep. But no.
We have superiority.
It's not like that happened in the recent times a lot of times. Like, she was just like, I can't sleep. I just sit
If you
there.
wake me up, I will be awake.
First of all, yes, that was me. But let's not forget how many times you woke me up in the last weeks, just being
When?
like, okay, 2 weeks ago, every
I see,
single
not the last
fucking.
week. It's 2 weeks ago. Already wrong. Lies.
Brat!
Are you going to really shut up?
Who has drugs?
You also.
I'm having fun.
Also, remember, you don't remember how 3 days ago, we were in bed and then you were like at 4 a.m. I can't sleep.
No, but there's your first mistake asking me about something 3 days ago. It's like,
Oh boy!
you should just give lots of wake up early appointment shit.
I know that, but that
And
is just something.
it just disrupts my sleep rhythm so much.
Yes, and then you need to disrupt mine. Is this how you get? Is this how you gain back control? Is this how you feel powerful? Is this your?
It's just that I can't sleep then.
Yeah, gladly you have a game right now.
Yeah, I have a game. I play it.
Yes, I know you do it, and it's not bad. It's a good RPG actually.
It's a good RPG with one very questionably designed class.
Yeah, the mage really seems like kinda abusable, which is like holy shit. I mean, usually the mage isn't abusable. Usually mages are underpowered in RPGs nowadays, but no, this one is just. We know the game and we're gonna play it. I
Clear
mean,
that objective!
Updating tactical status.
Friendly down!
honestly, it's the irony about Metaphor is that it really feels like this. It really feels like Atlus is actually doing
We have captured
the
all
Final Fantasy game Final Fantasy should have been doing. Like, quite literally. From soundtrack to, general gameplay, design, mechanics. Like,
You know how I know that it's fair? Because it's literally what I told you.
I also told you that.
You
Ah.
can't tell it me because I told it to you first.
Ah! Let's just talk about it together, okay? Yeah, they're basically doing Final Fantasy. But and it's just like it just highlights how much Square Enix just has lost the plot. Just completely lost the plot. And then you read, oh yeah, Metaphor sold 1 million copies in 24 hours. Okay, Lena, just so you know, the moment you actually start playing that game, you realize, oh, they are taking that title really fucking literally. Like, absolutely literally. Like, you think like, oh, Metaphor Re Fantasio is like, that's a weird name, and then you play it and you're like, oh wait, this is literally a game about metaphors and fantasy. Just, it's not even what I would say, a deconstruction. It is just actually like the biggest embracing of the concept I ever saw. Like, there's just so much really interesting stuff where you like,
Yeah, extras!
for example, how the game actually uses the fantasy setting to talk about concepts. Like, how this is like in a lot of games, how they're like, oh hey, we have fantasy and that just means that instead of electricity, they are using magic, and instead of and magic is just, yeah, I guess people.
Our enemy is uncoordinated.
And it's not like
Keeping control of more things.
those parts are also in there. Frankly, this isn't oh hey, they're not doing that, but they're doing it more clever. Like, this is something you actually get all in the demo. You can play that, This is not even really a big spoiler. It's just like the beginning of the game. Some of the most interesting stuff they set up is that, you know... Yeah. Basically, for example, the game wants to talk about stuff like racism. And you're like, oh god. You mean a fantasy game with a racism metaphor. But like, yes, it is that, but also then goes in 100% that, you know, this is like an actual word where it's not just, you know, oh, everyone is a little bit bigoted and stuff, or, you know, has some prejudice and shit. No, literally fucking codified by the religion. They're like hardliners there. And then they juxtapose that with, hey, the protagonist has a book, which is a fantasy tale about a world where, you know, there are not, you know, multiple tribes in them, but just one, which is, you know, supposedly our world. And for them, that sounds like a utopia. And you're like,
Hypothetically. Oh,
hypothetically, it seems to be our world.
hypothetically.
Yeah.
60 meters from my position.
And like, So yeah, they're taking the whole fantasy and metaphor angle really, and it just keeps going. Like, you know, oh, you think this is going to be a typical fantasy story because, you know, the king was murdered by the antagonist. Supposedly, I don't think he's the antagonist because he seems based actually. Like this, and they're like, oh no, the antagonist that has actually good values and wants to change the country, and like, oh, but he's apparently evil, and then a big twist comes, and you know,
Huh? There comes no big twist.
then the whole
There comes no big twist.
okay, but then something happens during the king's funeral
It's
because
something completely different.
it's kind of a twist though.
No, it's not.
God damn it!
I
You are you are so
I'd rather die in my fucking game right now than letting you talk like that. No.
Stop. Shut up.
Stop. You haven't separated what you're trying to talk about with what you talked about. You're still at the antagonist, so stop it.
Okay, so basically, antagonist is like he wants to actually, you know, tear down.
Also, it's pretty clear he killed the king.
What?
Also, it's pretty clear he killed the king.
Command of Echo Sector.
I don't understand you.
You literally said that he maybe would have not killed the king. That's what you said.
What did I say?
You said that he probably didn't kill the king.
No,
And
he killed the king. We literally see it in a
Yes,
cutscene.
that's why I'm like,
Okay.
you're talking bullshit.
I did say. Didn't you? You probably listened wrong.
Asleep.
You.
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 Said,
I slept more today.
Is under
Nope.
attack.
Anyway, what I wanted to say is he literally murders the fucking king. Like, we see him stepping bloodily in a cutscene.
it's the opening cutscene.
That's the literal opening cutscene. Like, the quote-unquote antagonist, we're not that far in the game. It's like a long game.
Yeah, we're only talking about stuff in the demo, by the way.
Like,
So-
only stuff in the demo. We just see, like, you know, he just straight up murders him and says, you know, your country failed and I will kill you, and then assume the throne to do better. And you're like, wait, that's based. And you know what? Then there's the funeral where, you know, that guy waltzes up and is like, I should be king. And then the fucking palace rises up in the air because Psyche, the king, who was apparently like a really, really, really fucking strong magician, where everyone, you know, all like the inner circle was already like, why the fuck? Like, he was bedridden, but no one could have stabbed him that easily, you know? Strong magician. Like, his face is at the bottom of the floating island and just declares, yo, I actually kind of agree with the fact that I failed. So you know what? Let's have actual democracy in the sense that until the end of
democratic vote.
one democratic vote, but, and this is the important part, it literally reads everyone's mind. So you can't fake it. It quite literally is the person that has the most, you know, appeal in the populace will be the next king. And you're like, oh, okay, game. Now you got me. That is actually like, that is quite a setup. And again, it's wild how, you know, something like that, you know, the whole, you know, angle of, you know, leading, changing countries, etc. Like, that not many, you know, go like, oh, hey, what if someone actually casts a spell that is like, yeah, everyone's mind will just be read, and the person you like the most will be crowned king at the end of that period. You know, it can change fluidly. And he also announced everyone is up for vote. Everyone in the country. And like, yeah, okay, you know what, game? That is definitely something where, like, I wish more games would just not, you know, hamper with like half-assed metaphors. And this one is just like outright no. This is the full frontal metaphor. This is as blunt as it gets, and like, thank you. We haven't had that in a while. Ah, crap. Need to get better with the oh well. Oh well. Yeah, there's cool stuff in that game. And then it's just a good RPG on top.
One of our objectives is under attack.
I'm really not playing well right now. You also? Is it?
I'm trying
Is it 3?
Yeah.
Ah, the hard one. Ah, God. I really wonder why the moment I stream the frame rate tanks so much. Maybe I just need to go down with the refresh rate. It could help.
American troops have maintained control of several sectors.
Our plan is effective. We hold more sectors than our enemy.
Well done. We have secured almost every sector.
Enemy moving on Delta 1.
Our troop strength is nearly depleted. All of Charlie sector is sector.
Stop the U.S. forces from conquering every sector. We've lost control of Delta Rock.
Yeah.
American forces have won this battle. They will not win the next.
That's a new music theme.
Let's get started. Yeah, let's see. There. At least probably 30 kills with that. Yeah. We'll get there. We will get there. You know. Oh, you know what? We can make it a bit more fabulous. I guess Battle of the Bulge then. Seriously, I do not know why Sim is always 45. Like, I have no clue what to take from these. Oh well, what should we do? What should we do? That looks actually fine. Marking enemy tank! Around 90 meters from my position! Enemy vehicle spotted! In my vicinity! Enemy
go.
The enemy has all of Bravo sector.
Okay, now it feels more fluid, actually. Yeah, maybe it was the frame rate. Who knows? Oh, wait. Still so funny they basically introduced the hover bike. Ooh. Yeah, I feel like I can finally shoot. There we go. Aha. Oh, damn it.
Echo sector is under American command.
Hostiles are controlling this battle. They have more sector.
US troops assaulting one of our objectives.
We now control Echo sector.
Hostile assault vehicle! 40 meters away from my position!
Summarize our situation.
Hostiles will advance to seize objectives. We're running behind.
Our troops have lost an objective.
Charlie sector has been secured by hostiles.
Okay, you know what? We need to, when did I destroy it? Okay, I'm not saying anything. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's just keep reviving people. Hello! Didn't see them. Huh.
Found a pulse! Quick boost! I'm here to help.
We're hitting Charlie 1.
Taking a toll on our forces.
Stay away!
Take control all of Bravo sector.
They hold more sectors than us. We must alter our strategy.
Ammo ready! Застрелено! Отвечаю, противника!
Charlie sector secure. Defend those objectives.
We have one dead!
They control all of Delta sector.
Infantry, about 90 meters from your position. Enemy soldier.
Emergency calls! Reloading! Watch it! Stay alive!
They are hitting Charlie 1 hard.
Here! Extra! This might help!
Ultimate objective.
Reloading!
We have lost Charlie sector to our enemy. Every objective, every sector is enemy hands.
Spotted an enemy! Northeast! Stand on.
Enemy neutralized! I must reload!
Stand down! Our attack on Alpha 1 is underway.
That neutralized!
Bravo sector is now secure.
Ejection cracked!
Good work, soldier! Reloading!
Friendly wounded!
We have lost half our resources.
American forces will take every sector if they are not stopped.
Eh. Yeah.
Enemy tank!
They are attacking Alpha 1.
Ejected Sim! Come on!
There we go. There we go. That is going rather. Yes. That's going rather splendid. Okay, honestly, we're playing a bit of X Defiant the last weeks. My brain is now wired to. Oh! The ammunition is soon going to be empty, and then I was like, oh wait, no, I can refill it. Oops. Yeah. I really wonder where that game is heading.
Call if you need us.
But like, I mean, hey, everyone also said Battlefield 2042 would be dead not 1 year afterwards, and look at it now.
Ejecting dosage!
3 years. You know, we can talk about the amount of stuff that came, but I'd be lying if I didn't say it's impressive that this one right here, if anything, got me confident more than anything more in the next title, because they made it to 3 years of support. 3 years! Think about that for a second.
You're lucky I'm here.
I mean,
We control Charlie sector.
every fearmonger will probably not, will probably just repeat the same shit, you know, if, you know, the next title just launches with a little bit of problems. They will abandon it, like they did with 5, and then, you know, they also abandoned 2042. I mean, it ran for 3 years, but who cares? Everything nowadays is just rage bait engagement farming, because that makes money.
Our troops are advancing on Delta 1.
Ah. There we go. You know, the moment you get the hang of it, I really like the Garand. But yeah,
They've secured all of Alpha sector.
Enemy soldier marked! I'm here.
Enemy is assaulting Delta 1.
Hostile helo located! 170 meters!
Shit. Too cocky. Shouldn't have gone in there. That was my mistake. That was my mistake. Now I realize that tomorrow is Space Marine 2 again. Wow. My brain works like the last week really has killed my perception of time and everything. Sucks. I want to regain my perception of time. Can I have it back, please? World, hand it over. I hate not having it. Good lord, wait. Fucking Halloween is on Thursday, right? Shadows of the Damned is coming out on Thursday. I totally forgot that. What? I mean, it's $20, so... Yeah, but still. Shouldn't take it lightly. Oh god. Honestly, I absolutely adore the Grand. Like, yeah, people were like, oh, we already have the M14. It's kind of like the Garand. You know what? Technically, yes. But what is their balancing decision to make the Garand viable as a rifle that only has, you know, scopes and nothing else? It's fucking 2-shot. You hit 2 shots, they're dead. Love me some powerful weaponry. I do hope everyone else is doing well. Hope you, everyone on the European continent, that you survived a time. I don't know what it is, but you know, we turned the clock back. So probably also a reason why everything feels off. We did that, you know, 2 days ago, so oof.
Hostiles are controlling this battle. They have more sectors.
We have control of Bravo sector.
Enemy tank!
We have taken Echo sector.
Our enemy has been pushed back on the ground.
Hostile helo located!
Yeah. Fuck.
We cannot sustain any more. Maintain control. Find the weakness. Take the objectives. Our troops have secured Alpha Sector.
All troops fall back. We've lost the battle. I won't lose you.
Okay, spicy information now. I really hope we're getting El Alamein next, because apparently... So, as you saw... They basically updated World War II maps to be a bit more, you know... spooky Sulis flavor. Cool. Love that, actually. I think the atmosphere right now is... actually kind of cool. Like, that's a good shit. And apparently you can still use them from Portal later. Definitely good change. Definitely good addition. But, so I really will hawk now for El Alamein, because here's the thing. El Alamein got a little bit infamous, okay? Because it kind of sucked.
Let's get started.
You know? It sucked just a teeny tiny little bit. So. Nope, Battle of the Bulge. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, hey Connor. By the way, Battle of the Bulge, I will go out and just hawk the search for El Alamein now. Because, like, you know what? I'm just showing it to you for a second. Actually, I really like what they did. Because, look at this. Like, yeah, it's not night, but it has atmosphere now. Like, honestly, good atmosphere. Oh yeah, also cool shit, because, if you didn't know, the map is now Sulis themed, because basically the backstory is that they are combing, well, this place now in the future. You know, there are torches now. Ooh. Because apparently Sulis, like, you know, the ones from Battlefield 5 Firestorm, allied with the Americans for some reason and buried something here. But yes, you can see now there's Sulis stuff here, and there are fire circles on the ground. And in here, like, honestly, great work. Like, I fucking, I think Battle of the Bulge is like a fine, you know, mixed vehicle map. Like, you know, you have good infantry stuff in the, in here. I think they should have added maybe 1 or 2 more, you know, tanks, like here and there. That would probably have made it a bit better to circle around, because I think the idea of, First of all, I really love the new atmosphere, because I think the whole having a bit of fog and having, you know, slightly slightly lower sightlines helps the map a lot. I still don't know how El Alamein is gonna be like, but yeah, I think if they really made it so that like this side is the vehicle part, and you know they would just needed to add like a few more wreckages here and there, and then it would have been actually fine. You know, maybe cut a bit around here, would have flowed so much better. In general, I think, honestly, I think Battle of the Bulge is a bit overhated. It's fine. We had worse maps in the base game, I think. But yeah, I think the biggest problem of them were they were pretty straight ports from 1942, and yeah, El Alamein in 1942 was the vehicle map. Yeah, that is really like the worst. But hey, not as bad as Concord, because their whole studio is now just gone.
Adjusting dosage!
It's fucking wireless news now. Like, I have no clue what happened behind the scenes, but it must have been bad.
One down! Reloading! Watch it!
Assault on Alpha 1, begun by Alpha 1.
Yeah, for whatever reason, like, here's the thing, this is why I would say, I mean, you can always say something was mismanaged, and like to a degree I would say yeah, because when they revealed that, everyone was like, oh, that looks like a nice single player. Oh wait, it's a hero shooter. Oh. Seriously, if they use that to make like a simple, you know, action boomer shooter affair, and, you know, just, you know, taking 1-2 characters and being like, oh yeah, you can do missions and you decide with which one you play. They could have, you know, they could have definitely salvaged it into something. Would have probably taken like a few more years, but still. But like, yeah, it's kind of wild to hear like, oh yeah, we're closing the game, and you know, and I was like, okay, yeah, they're taking it offline, they're bringing it back. That makes the most sense, but no, they're just like, no, we're just sunsetting the game now. It's like, okay. So that is just officially dead now. On the other hand, yeah, Battlefield still is alive.
US forces have the edge.
And even that game is basically struggling for attention. It's like, yeah, it's Marvel, but, you know, yeah, you know what? Let's leave here. I will hawk for El Alamein, because from what I saw, looked good. Because honestly, here's the thing. I think the layout of El Alamein was probably, oh yeah, as you can see, there's hardcore, there's standard. I think next week is gonna be breakthrough on both maps. Fuck you. Give me El Alamein. It's just those two. It's a 50-50 chance, and I only pick Shut up. I am not interested in Bulge. God damn it, game. Yes. I mean, the thing is with hero shooters that, yeah, to a degree they are... I mean, I think the biggest problem they have is just that... a lot of stuff, honestly, it's probably really good that it isn't dying. The longer you can keep people playing in this game, the better, you know, the better of a basis you have for the next one. And who knows, maybe there is an alpha test soon. I just hope they fix the CPU hungriness of the game. I really hope. I don't need a graphical improvement, I just need good CPU performance. But yeah, I mean, the biggest problem I think There we go. The biggest problem I think hero shooters have is that most just try to copy Overwatch, and they never noticed that Overwatch was good exactly for a few months, and then it just crashed itself into the ground. So honestly, the only good hero shooter that is out there, in my opinion, right now, is Paladins. And no, art design, they really got that one right, in my opinion. Yeah. But I think Paladins is the only good one right now because, first of all, the shooting feels good. Second of all, it has good characters and like a really wide variety of what you can build with them. And also, you know, it actually has some mobile elements and that those work. But yeah, no, Overwatch just drove itself against the wall and everyone doesn't notice that. They still think, they still chase, you know, the early days of Overwatch and like, don't. Oh yeah, that isn't, oh, okay. I like that. That is a layout. Look at that. This uses the map. Look how much shit they cut out. Holy shit. No, seriously. Everything there to the right. You know, there's a whole military base down there, like a whole dune area. This was the map. Now it's the, you know, oh my god. Oh my god.
Our troops have taken
El Alamein is a map now.
Alpha sector is
Oh yeah, you know what, this is definitely the new Breakthrough layout. I'm not mad. Honestly, if Breakthrough just goes around and into the base over there, that's gonna be a good Breakthrough layout. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, it's, the thing is, X-Defined is more like, you know, class stuff, so... But yeah, it is, like, not even a question. I just played it again and it's really good. I'm mainly interested in what, you know, the third season is going to do, because again, Assassins, but third one is also pretty good. Yeah, there's probably going to be, Tower missiles are fun. They're still gonna add like a new attack defense map later, so I'm gonna probably play that when that is out. So be ready for that. God damn it! Look, you can't snipe from up there or down here. Who is that? Stop that! Shooting us is illegal.
objective Bravo 2.
Hostile contacts engaged.
Begin your assault on the objectives.
Oh, ironically. Okay, you know what? Connor, I think we need to take it back. El Alamein might be now a good map. Hope it stays in the rotation, actually. Seriously, that is a good... I'm marveling. This is a good conquest layout. This isn't just an open map anymore. I mean, let's just be real here. They cut out everything that is just a huge dune area and included everything that is a, you know, good mixed area. So I think it's actually kind of wild to see that after 3 years of this game, they fixed El Alamein by just changing the layout. Again, this is just a 3-sector map. They just changed the layout. From, you know, big tank battle, which is definitely fine in some modes, but to, well, this is a good mixed map. You have the destructible base in the middle. You have the, you know, you have the hills. You have the oasis. It's good. It's good.
All belongings affected. With all 4 sectors are now enemy.
We do not support this game any... No. Stop. They didn't say they are not supporting this game any longer. They said they are going to end seasons. Big difference. I mean, look at this. It's 30 levels of stuff. They still support this game, like... Honestly, I kinda hope... Okay, I kinda hope they also are giving, you know, the other... Like, I don't know if they're going to go after the Battlefield 3 maps, because I think Caspian Border and, yeah, they patched BF1 with, you know, EA anti-cheat, so,
Holding objectives.
that's that. There's no, cheat protection in Battlefield 1.
Taking damage at the front.
Ooh.
Super.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I will play it, but it's neat. 5 apparently also has it, so... But yeah, unironically, it's kind of wild how 2 changes just made El Alamein, like, again, layout is now the area where infantry doesn't die in a second. So, good. And second of all, making it night just reduces visibility range, and yeah, not a sniper. This just feels like a good. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm playing tank right now, but this feels like a good mixed map. Yeah. Here's the thing: I'm still wondering where this whole, you know, the island storyline will go. It would actually be really cool to see Iwo Jima, but yeah, honestly, I just hope the art design is good, and else they can stay on the same graphical level, because I just want good CPU performance. It's honestly kind of amazing how sometimes the game just starts feeling sluggish when I stream, because that shouldn't be the case. Like, I have a CPU that should smoke this game. But yeah. But yeah, no, it's great. I honestly think this one could be in the main rotation. I actually hope they put it in the Conquest 64 rotation. We can always use more Conquest 64 maps in that rotation. I mean, yeah, they can say that, you know, those, you know, made from... You know, the legends, because this is more like, you know, based on reports that they had. Like, story-wise, they're reading reports of, the actions of Zulus in World War II. You know, after they, God damn it! You know, after they went away. And yeah, the storyline is basically Zulus buried something in Bastogne. What? We don't know? They found blueprints though, so... Oh, okay. Where did that one go? Yeah, actually, cool. Honestly, I kind of hope they will, give the, you know, adjustment treatment to the Bad Company 2 maps as well. Like, yeah, 2 of them probably, they probably, you know, Rica Harbor needs it less than Valparaiso. Like, Valparaiso is good effort, bad execution. Needs more solid cover. Lots more solid cover, and that, Yeah, that mountain in the middle. Maybe they should just need. They should just change where, you know, the whole layout is. Actually, layout change would be good. Yeah, that's.
Hostile troops concentrating on front.
That's probably not gonna be the thing. Oh yeah, that definitely is a big thing. But yeah, the two things I would love to see about the Bad Company 2 thing is more like, you know, oh hey, you know, take those maps, exchange the old wreckages for, you know, the old wreckage models for, you know, the new wreckage models, you know, for the modern ones. Slap some, you know, posters on textures and shit about, you know, the current, and then just make like, you know, an event like, you know, the fight for Chile or something, and you're like, oh hey, we have 3 maps in Chile, and you know, you can theme them all similarly, and you can be like, hey, we kind of fixed Valparaiso in terms of, you know, breakthrough and conquest, and you know, maybe adjust a little bit of at Arica Harbor, because for example that central area could definitely use a few wreckages just to flow a little bit better. But it would be honestly kind of fun to see, you know, some updated versions of the maps in the end, which probably wouldn't be the biggest thing. I mean, Valparaiso is... I don't think it was the best one, you know? I don't think I hate it, but the problem is just... As I said, especially with, you know, if you play newer titles, you just raise the thing to the ground. And the problem... Like, that is probably the big problem with Valparaiso as a map. It was designed that you move from sector to sector, so the fact that you can flatten a sector isn't really relevant. It's just, you know, yeah, you just don't care about that. Meanwhile, if you're playing Conquest, you constantly return to the same area, so like a bit of, you know, hard cover, like, you know, some military installations, a bit of, you know, containers maybe, some wreckages, stuff like that, you know, a little bit of that is needed on both maps. Not a lot, I think Valparaiso more, maybe a layout change, stuff like that. But yeah, in general, and it would be a cool addition to just say, oh hey, yeah, we future fight them, and you know, we future fight them a little bit, we, you know, updated them slightly, and now they're in the main rotation, and you're like, oh, it's Arica Harbor 2042 then, and you're like, yeah, sure, that's that, and I'd love to see that. I mean, again, Nosha canals and stuff is like, I mean, you probably don't even need to change a lot. But like, those two would fit. And in general, I think if you update the 1942 rotation, okay, the Battlefield 3 is already in there anyway. I think the biggest part is just that they should add, you know, the BMP-2 and the LAVT from 3 to the vehicle selection, because then the amphibian assault on Nosha could, you know, just work a lot better. But those are minor things, you know. Again, I still hope that we will see Iwo Jima with an amphibious assault. Who knows? Still. Yeah. Look at this! That's just... I love that. That's good. You know what, fuck it, I'm gonna explore the map a bit. Whee. Also, yeah, M1 Garand. Whee. That's one hell of a good gun. You can kill shit in 2 shots. Oh, on that note, actually, are you playing the Monster Hunter demo?
Не подходите! Пойдите!
I mean, I think the Battlefield 3 DLC maps were also generally pretty good. It's more like, you know, Close Quarters isn't in there's the Monster Hunter Wilds beta is out on PS5, and on Friday it's on all platforms. It has crossplay. You're gonna try it, was the question.
We are moving to attack Charlie 1.
You know,
Objective is no longer secure.
Charlie 2 is in enemy hands.
but yeah, I think Battlefield 3, the base game maps are good, but I think most DLC maps also... Oh, I generally think, like, just more like, you know, the close quarters maps were underbaked. Like, yeah, they were neat, but, I mean, just, yeah, it was just domination. Good domination, but also, god damn it. Yeah. Fuck. Oh yeah, I just throw that grenade into the window. Bonk. Grenade flies back. Ah! Granate kehr umglitch. And this reference will only understand one person. And she already smiled a bit. Hashtag remaster metal arms glitch in the system. But yeah, on PS5 only now. But yeah, I mean, if you're playing, just tell me. Yeah.
The battle goes well. We have conquered more sectors than our enemy.
Now, attack!
They are not taking your progress.
Eh.
Our troops have command of Alpha Sector.
Well, it feels a bit. It looks a bit weird, but you know, still have to play it myself. Right now, only Agonia played a bit, and she. Well, it turns out Greatsword kinda sucks with a lot of the changes. But like, the best seems to be Bow. Ironically, Bow was always like, you know, the lesser version of Bowgun, but apparently now Bow is like the good one. It's like, yeah, way to go, Bow. You managed to be good by everyone else just kind of feeling a bit underwhelming.
Ejection brat!
Okay, let's actually kill some people here. Also, I'm a bit sad that seasons in Wilds are not, you know, seasons anymore. They're like, oh yeah, they have seasons, and then you just gutted your original seasons. Like, don't you have any shame, Capcom? Where is my breeding season, Capcom? Oh, but it's, you know, unique to all the areas they're in. Yeah, that might be that it's probably more accurate that, you know, region of a planet and regions have, you know, different types of seasons, but also, where's my breeding season, Capcom?
Strike that objective!
Collecting the commander.
Oh yeah, also a wild thing that I'm just realized. They made sectors again. Every other map they made basically after season 2, I think, didn't have the multiple flags per sector layout.
Sector is now controlled by the enemy.
They just brought it back for fucking El Alamein. Fucking El Alamein feels good. Just what? I need to actually post that. Seriously, El Alamein is fixed. Oh well. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm still looking forward to if there might be a beta test soonish, an alpha, I mean, for the next Battlefield. But I mean, if that teasing was right, maybe it's in November. Okay. What do I still need to do? Let me just check. Kill this with vehicles. Yeah, I guess I play more vehicles. Ooh! And on the new good map. Can you imagine, Connor, like, imagine if 3 years ago when this game launched and we all basically only played the Portal maps because there the performance was good, they would say, oh yeah, there's gonna be a playlist like 3 years down the line and you're gonna be more happy to, you want to play more El Alamein than Battle of the Bulge. Probably anyone would be like, are you insane? Are you insane? What happened? But no. El Alamein, I mean, they were, yeah. Like, honestly, let's just recap. Let's recap this, you know. Consider how they talked about it. I think there will be at least one or two, you know. There will probably there will at least be one more event pass and, you know, one more event thing. They probably also will bring a few more vault weapons. I don't think that is just gonna be like, holy shit. Also, this map runs well, holy shit. I don't think that's like, you know...
Hostiles engaged.
It has started. Now for the real test.
I don't think that's out of the question. I don't know when it is. I don't think, you know, Christmas is gonna get a whole event thing. I doubt that. Would be interesting. Again, I don't know. I don't think they will do that, but
We are advancing on
it is
Bravo.
still impressive that they have not held back. I do think they will. There's going to be stuff until at least summer next year because, yeah, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna keep people playing in this game, and slowly the tests will happen. God damn it! But damn, Battlefield 2042 is like this one game where I really sit down and just be like, this is. Honestly, I hate the fact when, you know, when some games come, you know, when people are like, the game is good now, because, you know, usually they say that when a game, you know,
Activity at one of our
starts being okay. Oh, sound bug.
We
Cool.
have captured an objective.
Yeah, fair point. But honestly, I think the biggest surprise is that they frankly have earned back trust. Fuck. Like, yeah, I think the saddest part is if you really compare to, you know, if you compare it to Battlefield 5, I mean, there is this narrative now, you know, what we got robbed from, and I think the big problem with 5 was, I don't know, they could have, but I think back in the day, them saying we will refocus everything from 5 and Battlefront 2 onto, you know, the next title, probably seemed like a smart move at the idea. We just didn't know that, you know. I just don't think everyone thought that, you know, they would fucking squander that opportunity so hard. But again, I think there's a difference between games where people say, oh, it's good now, which is, you know, usually just they do the bare minimum, and then some people who always were convinced that the game was good just really try to convince people that it's actually, you know, that it's somehow worthwhile now. Payday 3. No, seriously, Payday 3 is like, they fixed the bare minimum, and then and now the whole fan base is like, there's a very, very vocal fan base that just, that keeps pretending that it is, you know, a worthwhile game now, as if, you know, the main problems of the gameplay are still not fixed, and it won't change that fast.
Alpha 2 target.
DICE really went beyond with this title.
Sector 1
Like,
is already going to American forces.
here's the thing. Yeah, I'd say, you know, some maps could have had a little bit more touch-up. You know, like for example, Kaleidoscope is not good. It's not good.
Just secured Alpha 2.
But that's Kaleidoscope. Like, I mean, it's better now than at launch, but it's just way too open, also an absolute urbanist nightmare. Still, it is commendable that, you know, they went and reworked every single launch map of the game. I mean, fuck, think about it. Up until this today was the patch. We're counting the 29th of October. The only bad map in the game left. You know, they range from to really good. Like, again, they reworked nearly all of them. I love some of them. Like, Breakaway is now really, really good. The only good one, the only bad one was El Alamein. And they fixed it. They removed the last bad map in the map pool by giving it a good layout. I really wouldn't say it's probably one. Like, it's not definitely one of the top ones in the series, but it's definitely not midfield. Like, let me just be clear here: Battlefield 4 has more problems. By far. Like, for example, every launch map of Battlefield 4 still sucks ass. Every DLC map of Battlefield 4 still sucks ass. I think a lot of people really forget how well a lot of stuff in 2042 actually is. Yeah, I mean, I always can pick stuff that I would have done better, like for example the like for example I would have done the class system, the class rework a little bit different, but you know that. But okay, honestly, it kind of is amazing how similar it turned out from what I said. This would be a correct rework. Then again, it's not like a like a literal designer from DICE follows me on Twitter, so they definitely are reading my. One of them is reading my tweets, even though we're mostly talking about TTRPGs and Gundam. If we talk. So yeah, no, that's one thing, but like, it had potential, but like I think the problem is that we can read potential in every game, and when I see it at what it did, actually, like,
At the rear!
again, not every game goes out of its way to. It doesn't assist with because it isn't going up. Holy shit! What is going on here? Like, not every game 3 years later is like, hey, new map, new layout for, you know, the one map everyone hates. You don't do that. Okay, I guess Rainbow Six Siege does that, but Rainbow Six Siege has its own problem. Still, it's like they went further than they needed to. They went longer than they're still going longer than they need to. Because again, there's gonna be something for Christmas. I don't think a full event, but that would be actually kind of cool if they did that. Volt vehicles, Volt guns, like that they still are coming to the game. That's great.
Frontside damage! We can't take this much longer!
Yeah, there's an update. Oops, bugged. Yeah. Yeah, they could have done so much less, and they did so much more. Is what I'm saying.
Man down! The hot bird!
Again, all of this right here, they didn't need to do this. Like, they didn't need to just, you know, visually update a map is one thing. Sitting down and being like, okay, how about we give this map not only a visual update, but also a new layout, is like, you really did more than you needed to. The new game is around the corner, and still, it's like, I think that is the big part for me, you know? Because if someone tells me like, oh hey, why are you excited about the next Battlefield game? I think one of the big reasons I would say is point at this title and say, look, compared to many other titles where they, again, do the bare minimum and hope people will just accept that, they did more. They actually went and, you know, yeah. Yeah, you know what, you think, but no. The game came out in 2021, and we are getting a sequel in 2025. Just let that sink in for a second. I think the whole, you know, oh, the game is operating on a skeleton crew, yeah, that was probably not true. Like, I think, after all, they probably were like, yeah, not with the full budget, but they did shit. They kept doing shit, and I mean... Yay! Again, they didn't need to do 7 seasons. They didn't need to say, oh yeah, you know, we're still making mini event seasons and give you new stuff. I think you know what? I probably think the big part is that they were probably restructuring slowly, but they definitely used the 3 years to keep working on the game, and that probably was also because... Let's just put it like this. If they went and, you know, just built a new game now, you know, after the first game, okay? After the fact, just with, yeah, we're scrapping it, we're just making, like, 4 seasons, done. If it was an affair like that, I think the big problem that would have happened is that probably all of the new devs, because a lot of older ones left, would probably not be as, you know, trained on how to make maps and shit. But continuously seeing, hey, you know, starting with very simple fixes to the base game maps that slowly evolved into how are we going to make all of these maps more interesting and do more interesting stuff with them, and, you know, better layouts, better reworks, etc. That was a big change, frankly.
We are initiating an attack on Bravo 1.
And I think the fact they kept
Our troops just
securing the
Bravo
game
1.
for so long helps in the long run.
They have taken Charlie Sector.
Bravo 3 has been targeted by our forces.
Campus has lost objective Bravo 2.
Bravo 2 has been taken by hostiles.
Yeah, 5 is like, I think the big part that, okay, you know what, I think 5 had one upside above 2042. Hey, Mac boy. Yeah, 40k is tomorrow. Not really orky, but it's not that orky, but yeah. I mean, I think the big difference that 5 had is that when they went and made, you know, the Pacific, they made spectacle maps. Like, if you compare that to 2042, the later season maps are good. Like, Redacted is a fine map. Reclaimed is a fine map. But I think 2042 has the problem of, you know, 4 that they kinda tried doing conquest maps always, and I think in general I would say the maps in 2042 are just hands down better. They learned how to make better ones, but they're missing the wow factor. Meanwhile in 5, and this is why I think they probably wanted or still want to implement Iwo Jima, because the conscious decision with 5, you know, the Pacific was, they're all, you know, landings. They're all beach landings. And they're all spectacle. And I think one of the reasons why people keep playing it now is that there are a few that really go for that spectacle, and then, you know, you can definitely think, if, you know, a few maps really get you into the mindset of a mode and the spectacle of a mode, and then you can definitely easier in your mind, you know, adapt that to other maps. And 2042 just doesn't have that.
We are dominating the battle.
I mean, the 5 classes are also just better, you know, 1 classes, but don't tell that to 1 people, they really like those classes. Still, I think the big problem with 2042 was just like, yeah, they should have split up the support more, but that you know what I say about what they should have done with the classes. They were too afraid to completely rework Falcon Angel.
Our task forces are down to half strength. Charlie 1 is now under our control.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the problem was more to a degree, how do you, rework that without spending too much resources. So I don't think they could have, gotten rid of the specialists altogether. But again, I think the biggest problem they had is just like, it's not a situation where, for example, oh hey, you pick list, you can't pick any other launcher. That's fine. That's like, yeah, there's enough in the class that, still supports it. It's just, basically the slots are flipped. That's just like, oh no, not a big problem. The big problem of the support is just that I think the big problem is that the support box stuff that the Assault should have had. Like, ammo should have been on the support. Healing should have been on the support. And the support characters like Angel and, all support characters needed a full rework because just one for each, okay? I think they'd fault us a bit, but yeah. If they did that, I think the game would have played a lot better. Just a lot better. But it still plays well.
Russian forces are targeting Bravo 2.
I mean, they put the vault weapons in, they didn't need to. They fixed the half-assed vault weapons, they didn't need to. They did vault weapon skins, they didn't need to, but they did. Like, that's the thing, what I want to get at. I think the next Battlefield probably will launch in a fine... Okay, you know what, I shouldn't leave myself out of the window.
Our troops have occupied Bravo.
But I doubt it's gonna launch in like a really bad state. That's usually not how it goes. And they seem to have a more, coherent effort in knowing what they want to do. But
We lost Charlie sector.
if we're going to have a game that launches in a good state, okay? I don't think it needs to be, Battlefield 3 at launch. It can be Hardline at launch. That would be fine. That would still be fine. But knowing that, the devs actually went with this game for 3 years and never slowed down. They're slowing down, yes, but they keep adding the stuff that people want. That is actually the biggest confidence they could have made. Because if someone's like, why should I trust DICE? I'm like, 3 years. They supported this game now for 3 years. And, they kept trying to tell a story. They kept adding, cool stuff. They kept adding the weapons people wanted.
Taking damage!
Maybe, not
outside!
perfect. But, hey, we are getting it anyway.
Behind us!
And again, they just reworked El Alamein. This is fun. I like playing El Alamein. Imagine sitting here in 2024 and saying, yeah, El Alamein 2042, it's a good map, I guess. It's a fun map. It's now actually centered around the stuff that's fun, like, the oasis, the bases, the mountains. It's good. I'm happy. Now do this again. let's just credit where credit is due. You know, they did it.
Fire from the right!
They stuck with it. They reworked it.
Someone in front! Look forward!
Enemy has taken Charlie Sector.
Our plan is effective. We hold more sectors than our enemy. Hostile activity. I hold that objective.
We're taking damage!
Enemy has secured Bravo 1.
Oh wow. Anything else going on lately? Fun stuff? Oh yeah, funny thing happened. So Shinji Mikami had an interview today with yesterday or so with IGN, and he and Suda51 were talking, you know, about remakes and remasters, and you know what goes in making a good remake, a good remaster, stuff like that. It's just a general thing. But what was really funny to me was the guy kind of just trashed his own game. So a bit of context. Basically, for the past decade or so, there's this whole thing, you know, in YouTube essayist circles that people are like, oh, you know what? Actually, the story of Resident Evil 4, the original one, is actually really good. You know, it's you know, heavy and stuff, but it knows how to do it and stuff. Like, I don't trash that. This is like, you know, yeah, it Resident Evil 4 is a goofy story, but it was kind of funny how, you know, they had this whole time, you know, people trying to be like, oh yeah, it's actually a good story, it's secretly genius. And now there's an interview and Shinji Mikami just goes onto there and it's like, yeah, honestly, I kind of love how the remake improved on the half-ass story I hammered out in like 2 weeks. And you're like, Mikami? Way to undermine the work of people just in one sentence. Just like, yeah, I half-assed that thing. Kinda sucks.
Objective is under
Masterful move, sir.
Behind us!
Yeah, it's like that was one of the this was probably one of those, you know, general YouTube essays things, you know, oh, you make a video about Resident Evil 4. No, yeah, the story is goofy, but you know, you have to think about it. That story wants to be goofy. It's actually really clever in doing that. And then Mikami's just like, yeah, sorry, I kind of half-assed that scenario. It really kind of sucks. Just, oh.
American forces.
It's actually kind of interesting how they talk about remakes and remasters and their views on it. I think a lot of people, you know, take out of context why, because, you know, he's kind of doing that for Suda50. he and Suda51 are currently like remastering Shadows of the Damned, and for some reason both are really putting their back into promoting it, which is odd. Because yeah, that game kinda bombed.
Mission successful.
But also, I mean, it has a cult following. But behind the scenes, there was this whole thing that, you know, Suda51 and Shinji Mikami really didn't work on it, apparently. But I guess they found their way around and like it now. You will see that in 2 days. Like, it's coming out on Halloween. They kind of took away my job of deciding, you know, oh hey, what kind of spoopy game is Nia going to stream on Halloween? Oh boy, and then, you know, Suda51 and Shinji Mikami come around. Oh hey, we're releasing Shadows of the Damned Hella Remastered on fucking Halloween. You're like, thank you for making that easy for me. Thank you really much for that. Why? But anyway. It was kind of interesting because, you know, how both have like a really different mentality approaching, you know, remakes and remasters. Like, for example, that Mikami says he's not really interested in remasters because he's like, you know, he's not saying, you know, oh, he hates remasters. He said he just isn't interested in doing them themselves because it's more like, yeah, you kind of update a game to run on, you know, modern consoles. It's like, yeah, not much behind that. He's more like, yeah, you know, if he wants to tackle an older game, he would love to remake it actually, because, but, you know, he's more like, yeah, if I want to do something, he said he wanted to do like actual sequels, and I get that. Which would be cool because he and Suda51 were like, we should pester Capcom to get the rights to God Hand, and like, imagine a world where they remaster God Hand and where they and then make a sequel to that as well. It wouldn't even surprise me that this whole, you know, getting Mikami and Suda on the map thing with Shadows of the Damned is just a PR stunt for them to actually, you know, get Capcom to be like, okay, you know what, fuck it, we're going to work with you. Frankly, it wouldn't even surprise me. Like, Capcom is very interested in porting and, you know, re-releasing their old titles, so... Then again...
We have superiority in this battle. Make sure we
I have to be honest, I will feel bad for being... I would be very normal about God Hand re-releasing. And the thing is, if you get the idea, then, you know, when I say, oh, God Hand, it's such an amazing game, you're like, oh, hey, I need to try that game. No. Like, God Hand is trash. It's absolute fucking garbage. You're shoveling garbage, but it's the best garbage you will ever eat in your whole fucking life. Okay? You need to be weird to love God Hand. But then it's gonna take over your life, is what I'm saying. It's just a weird fucking game, okay? Like... How should I fucking destroy this? Like, it is all absurdly cheesy, over the top, insanely gamey in terms of gameplay. And then you just have other shit like, it's like, God Hand is just a fever dream to a degree. Just a fever dream. I think that's probably a good decision. Also, it will ruin your controller, because you will have to button mash a lot. That is God Hand.
US forces attacking one of our objectives.
You notice that it's a PS2 game, right? I love it. Yeah. It's one of those weirdo games, you know? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's more like, you know, okay, you have to make a checklist. Do you like, you know, action games? And you're like, okay, yeah, what kind of action games? Do you like stuff that is, you know, akin to, I don't know, you know, action RPGs? Yeah, then, no, don't play it. You like Devil May Cry? Okay. Would you like to play a Devil May Cry game that is weirdly more complex, but also more focused that you play defensively and abuse the enemy.
Our forces have lost objective Bravo 2.
Yeah, God hand is.
Our next target.
Bravo
It's a whole
sector has been
thing.
lost to the enemy.
And again, destroys your controller. Yeah. Fuck.
Bravo 3 is under attack.
Oh well. Eh. Anything else? Does anyone have some fun story? Some interesting stuff to point out? I'm running dry here. Other than the, you know, getting woken up by girlfriend in the morning and she just decides to play more Metaphor. And then just wants to talk about gameplay mechanics.
Interesting.
Yes, but I am half asleep. There's a difference between... It's
Just
just like,
because I can't sleep doesn't mean I wasn't half asleep.
oh, but you know what? Yeah, then still just pester your girlfriend. Just pester her.
Pasteurize.
Yeah, pasteurize her. Just make it like, yeah, you know what, girl? You have to think now. Like, I want to sleep. Yeah, but what if you need to think? I want to sleep. Ah! Help! Help! She has a bad sleep rhythm. Also, I'm making soup for you. You should be more grateful.
I am grateful, that's why I'm talking to you. That's positive.
You are setting the bar very low for being grateful, you know that?
Well, talking to you lots. You know?
I know that you're talking to me lots, but sometimes you're talking to me lots in the wrong moments.
Yeah, but how else would I, like, show my appreciation if not by talking to you more? So the likelihood of talking, when it's not appropriate, rises, the more thankful I am. See?
I don't think that makes a lot of sense.
I think it makes mathematical sense.
Allies beginning attack on Bravo 2.
I didn't say yes! God damn it! Ah! Help!
Our resources are dwindling. Use them wisely.
Yeah, if you have something to say, chat, we need a topic.
Bravo 1 is not secure.
60 meters away from my position.
There we go.
Now control Bravo sector.
We are
Yeah, the
keeping
Grant is fun. I didn't see that. Hey Date6, how are you doing? Welcome. We're playing on the new and well, apparently someone wrote on your server that this one was actually on the Xbox One and PS4 the whole time. I still call it the new and improved El Alamein because holy shit, this one plays actually really well. I like it. It's good. It's great. I'm still shocked this game gets so much support. How are you doing? How have you been playing so far? Honestly, I think with an improved site, this will be actually really fun. There we go.
Our troops are moving on Bravo 2.
How many still I need for the next, yeah, okay. A little bit more work. Grand is great. The Grand really is great, I love it. Oh, don't die.
Quickly on the ground! Fuck you!
Honestly, just wish they will still add, you know, more scopes. Honestly, I don't really think they need to add a lot of other attachments. Like, I think the Garand is probably the best out of the box gun they have. And just like again, if you add scopes, at least add a few varieties of like, okay, you know, you can put a. You should be able to put the you know, red dot sights on them.
We now control Alpha Sector.
Stuff like that, you know.
Spotted a hostile! 200 feet away!
Here's Alpha Max strength.
Red hand!
That's I don't know if I will you know, stream it again if like the last week is on. Maybe, who knows. It's actually gonna be interesting how well Breakthrough and Rush are now. I think Rush is gonna be the old layout still, that's gonna go from like sides, maybe? Still. Breakthrough's gonna be interesting.
I'm here! Get on the move!
There we go. Eh.
Enemy moving on Alpha 1.
Have you tried the Garand? Who is sniping? Stop. Have you used the Garand yet? Not many are using it. Well then. Let's. Okay. Time to get Okay. Okay. Oh god, that actually makes the stream plan for this week really full. Just realized. Like today, if sure. Tomorrow, Space Marine 2. Fun. The day after, Shadows of the Damned. Also, they really should sometimes. Okay, honestly, this is probably one of my biggest gripes I have. Biggest gripes I have with some of the Portal maps. It's just like, just fix the terrain, please. Like, it's fun, but it's so funny that they still just have some areas where you're like, yeah, you can just look under it. I actually wonder why they haven't been fixed. As said, generally, I think the team at DICE is doing an extremely good amount of work, but for some reason, those parts just don't get fixed.
Alpha sector now secure.
Oh well. But yeah, I said it earlier, by the way, I really hope they are doing, some visual updates to the other Portal maps. Because, like, if they, just went and, oh hey, let's put some, how's it called? Modern, wreckages on, Arica Harbor and Valparaiso. Change a bit of, like, posters on the walls. You could be like, oh hey, now it's, the battle for Chile, and you could make like a whole event with that. It would be kind of cool. And then you could be like, oh, you know what? Now those are officially 2042 maps. Like, maybe add a bit of color, just slightly adjust them, There are a lot of good pilots in this lobby, and I do not like it. I do not like it at all.
We have lost control of the
Anyway,
Charlie sector has been secured by hostiles.
They control
But yeah.
more sectors than us. This is the fight.
I think I'm still, I still have some rounds. I don't know if you have me on Origin, by the way, you can just you could join the squad if you like. Would probably help a bit with the odds. Oh yeah. What do you think? What do you think that they dug out there? Because that was really ominous.
It's coming apart!
We can't stay in this fight much longer. Stop them!
Hostile assault vehicle around
Oh well. But yeah, next week, Breakthrough Zone. Actually looking forward to that. I think the weirdest part is that they are going to add Redacted and Orbital. So... who knows, maybe there's gonna be some stuff coming still in terms of, you know, storyline that connects those maps. I mean, otherwise, it's just a full week. I am kind of interested in how, you know, Monster Hunter runs on PC later this week. Especially in comparison, because if it turns out that, the feeling Agonia got from playing is actually input delay, then it would kind of suck. Then I feel like we definitely should start looking into getting it run on her PC, but
Begin evacuating Nobat forces. No use staying now.
Also gonna be interesting if we can actually tackle the apex of that area. Like, that's gonna be the big one in my opinion. Like, oh hey, can we get the apex down? Probably. It's not like a full hunt, but we can definitely try that. Right?
Ready. Auf geht's.
On Friday, that we can try killing the apex of the Windward Plains.
Sure.
You know what? I kind of hate the fact that apex is the right... oh, by the way, fun stuff. Look at this, Connor. It's World War II themed, everything, but they say the Garand comes from Bad Company 2. I just wanted to point it out. I think it's just very funny. Anyway, but yeah, the apex, we should probably be able to kill that, right?
Don't know, haven't tried it yet. I was trying weapons.
Yeah, fair. What do you want to try next, by the way?
Bow.
Fair point. Oh yeah. Okay, I have to point out one thing. They added two very important things to the character creator in Monster Hunter Wilds. First off, muscle slider, so you can make buff women. Good.
Oh, there are two muscle sliders.
Two muscle sliders, like how bulky and how much
there's
definition.
the muscle mass and the muscle definition, yes.
Yes. So good. But also, and this is the important part. There's a fluffy toggle for Palicos. You toggle it, the Palico goes poof, and it's fluffy. And it's very fluffy cat. And
One sad thing, they're calling the biggest pack member Alpha for some reason.
yeah, I wanted to point it out. It just sucks so much. Like, God, just stop doing that. Writers, artists, just fucking stop doing that. It's just,
Especially in game series that apparently
yeah,
tries to be like, ooh, it's ecological stuff.
yeah.
Should probably just, like with most pack hunters, be the parents.
You know, you could have called it pack leader or leader. Why Alpha? Alpha is just... For everyone who doesn't know, the concept of the Alpha comes from one book about wolves, which the author himself quite literally denounced and redacted on his own study, because turns out if you go and make make a behavioral observational study on wolves,
If you want to study wolf packs,
yeah, if you want to,
specifically wolf packs,
yeah,
it might not
Russian attack
be
at one of our objectives.
the ideal environment to study them when you just capture a bunch of different wolves, even different species, and throw them together in a cage. And
Yeah.
see what happens.
because that happened. He just looked. His whole book. Yeah, I mean they are not dead, but it's still like. Let me just put it like this: it is still really bad to peddle pseudoscience.
Also, that's easy shit you can just look up.
It
No
literally is.
excuse for Capcom there.
It is like one of the most debunked things in the whole world, like after the last decade, because the thing is, the guy himself wants everyone to stop using those terms. Because, like, literally, he was like, I was stupid. I coined those terms after looking at wolves from different species, from different packs, from different parts of the world in captivity. I was like,
Because we know Capcom puts actually lots of effort in what they're basing
Yeah.
their stuff on. So it's weird that this oversight was there.
yeah, the problem with the alpha stuff is just that, I think that the big part is just that I think a lot of people have the very naive idea that, oh, it's just like a shorthand for leader or stuff. But no, the problem is alpha has a very clear connotation. It's just the biggest, the strongest, that gets everything. When, again, the moment the same biologist looked at, wolves in nature, and he was like, shit, that concept is not even remotely real. Like, even when, animals get, form groups in, nature from, dispersed groups, usually not the biggest and strongest, becomes that. That only happens, when you have restricted living space and very restricted food supply.
So in other words, animal prison.
Yeah. If you put animals in animal prison, you will replicate prison structures. And if you then, if then people keep using that terminology, you're muddying the waters at best, and at worst, you're just, giving pseudoscience a fucking, just like legitimacy, and that is not good. That is actually really, really bad. We do not want pseudoscience because that shit is being peddled by, the right-wingers right now in the USA. It's not good.
They'll counterattack.
Yeah, it's like, I think the only real part where that happened is that I think the only part, one of the only few situations where similar structures were observed was when, due to habitat loss, there were smaller populations of bonobos gathered around like a dump in Africa. And the thing is, they technically had, enough food there. But one of the big differences was, because they were coming from sparse areas, it developed itself that...
If it was just that, we wouldn't be talking about it.
I know, it is... No, let me just put it like this. It was bad science in the beginning, like really bad science, but nowadays it gets peddled as actual science, and that is pseudoscience.
Yeah.
Because it is factual. Like, a lot of pseudoscience nowadays was once actually seen as, science that was maybe stemmed from really bad methodology, etc. But not every pseudoscience is completely made up. But yeah, that is how it was. That is just the case. But also, a very curious thing about those bonobos, again, there were, I think, 2 groups from from food scarce location where it happened so that, a few, the fighting over resources led to one being, a few of them basically being the leaders of the pack by force,
I can help.
but also the moment those quote-unquote leaders died when they were at the dump, that whole structure completely collapsed.
Success! One down.
And even when other vulnerable groups joined them, that had similar structures, those structures also dissolved. It is quite frankly amazing to think about the fact that, even when you had those structures, the moment the people and the ones enforcing the structure died, the structure completely collapsed and never built itself up again.
Yeah.
Most people say it's so far away from scientific practice that it's drawing a line. Yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah, if you know about it, sure. If
Yeah,
you
that's the
don't
thing.
know, if you don't know anything about the subject, people are fooled, ironically.
Yeah, and you have hell, sometimes, ironically, sometimes stuff people say is pseudoscience turns out to be actual science because, for example, someone looked at maps and the fact that, fishers in the North Sea continuously dug up peat and was like, nope, the North Sea must have been, not an ocean at once upon a time. And people were like, we don't have, really? Peat? Some geological stuff? That is your evidence? And then people started finding actual, spears and shit at the bottom of the North Sea, and then it turns out, yeah, no, Doggerland was a thing. That guy was right. Similarly, ironically, a lot of stuff is getting distorted when it comes to looking through things in the in history, because it just makes for a better story. Because, for example, Galileo Galilei wasn't really shunned by the Vatican. Ironically, he presented his parts to the Vatican, and they just said, yeah, we know what you want to say, but you really don't have that much evidence. Your methodology isn't that good, or not as substantial as they wanted it to be. And literally, when the methods improved, which as they said, you don't have then that also. But it was actually kind of interesting to think about. Yeah, this was actually a scientific discourse they had back then, and they just were like, yeah, sorry, the things you observed and scribbled on a piece of paper is not enough evidence. It's oops.
Same with remember
Hahnemann?
The homeopathy guy.
Oh boy, yeah.
It was see, people aren't dying as much from my shit, so it must be working. And it was just yeah, some medicine at the time was just really not a good thing to do. Doesn't mean you're right though.
Ironically, even back then, a lot of people pointed that out.
Yes.
The fact is that because
as anyone can attest, trying to cure your, I don't know, nettle sting with something else that itches doesn't help.
Yeah, hey, it's not a lot of it's not not even quite literally 100 years ago, one of the leading ways of thought that was quite literally one of the biggest ideological battles is that monarchy is human nature. Because if it wasn't, why are there so many, monarchies and so many failed republics? Just look at the French. Let's ignore the fact that the Americans kept being there for a few hundred years already. But you know what? I guess a few outliers just confirm the rule. Let's not ignore the fact that, the monarchs forcibly reintroduced monarchy time and time again. But,
if you're a person or family or general group at the head of the state with lots of military power, general internal power, yeah, you might be declaring that that's normal because you want to stay there.
Yeah, but also I think the interesting part is that if you think about it, that a lot of the hospitals, like ironically, a lot of science later on when they actually looked at the results of clinics that didn't do a lot of stuff, but just were like, let's give people.
Going to clinics.
No, I mean the clinics, with the whole Hahnemann and homeopathy thing.
Oh.
They were like, this is probably bullshit, but something is apparently working, and yeah, like a lot of them, modern practices were developed because sometimes they just realized maybe we shouldn't do a lot of stuff now. Maybe we should clean our hands before we're going into the
So that was
surgery room.
someone entirely different.
That was someone entirely different, but it was still kind of important of a realization.
Yes, I'm just saying that has nothing to do with Hahnemann.
But like they realized maybe we shouldn't do a lot more, and so they gradually phased out a lot because they were like, sometimes it's just good for a person to rest, and that just turned out to be the right observation.
And that's the one thing you could technically
The
prescribe.
irony,
Prescribe to Hahnemann. It's like,
yeah,
you have the quote, maybe don't do bloodletting.
yeah. I think the irony is that because the things they realize is that okay, not doing stuff by cold and most stuff is healthier than what we did. A lot of them, a lot changed the methods. Okay, we get to drilling the holes in heads because that is actually a valid medical procedure and it actually is helpful in a lot of cases. But we get to that.
But if you have the relevant condition.
Yeah,
But they also did it for very,
I know.
very also not relevant conditions.
Yeah, that is definitely. That is true. That is true. There are cases where it's helpful, but there are cases where it's not helpful. That is the point.
I would argue most cases aren't helpful to drill a hole in someone's
Yeah,
head.
but like for example, when you have, example with,
You should try to be way more precise.
sorry, for example with
No,
heavy.
not sorry and talking.
Okay,
Try to actually think about what you want to say and then say it precisely.
okay. For example, drilling holes into heads is actually was a good method when people had head injuries, because then you, for example, had fluid buildup, and drilling a small hole precisely did save lives, especially during war. I mean, yeah, you'd be like, wait, you drilled a hole like a field hospital, yeah, but like either do that or the person dies. So
Chance versus death.
it was a valid medical procedure, is what I'm saying, and they didn't overuse it that much.
Well,
This
unless
was-
when they did it for weird reasons.
Yeah, it is just sometimes a good thing to do. Like, and ironically, as we found Neolithic skulls with pretty much the exact kind of drill marks as someone would if someone would have drilled in the skull for a medical procedure. We don't know why they did it, or but we have evidence that humans have been doing this since the late Stone Age. So
So either we knew how to treat some traumatic head injuries like a long time, or someone was just curious.
maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, that one was actually really bad, but also, to be honest, that was also mostly in just one time span in Western medicine. Like, for example, Arabians didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, and this is also why it phased out relatively quickly, because, for example, if you look at,
Ironically, bloodletting can help in some medical cases.
but not
They're
really.
even yes, they can help.
Yeah.
But they're even more specific than a head injury.
Yeah. Like, I think the irony is that if we look at that because like the Arabians had like the really golden age during that time, and then if you look at something where it mostly came into Europe, it was the Austrians, because the Austrians were like the first who were like, yeah, you know what, the Arabians don't do that, and the Arabians are usually right. Like, for example, the Austrians were some of the first to, you know, frequently bathe in Europe, because the Arabians did that.
And the Ottomans mostly.
The Ottomans, but like,
That's who they knew.
like that's the thing where I keep saying when people are like, oh, does Turkey belong to Europe? Listen, nearly every European custom we have is an Austrian-fied version of an Ottoman habit. Our whole culture is half Ottoman. Yeah, of course they belong to Europe. Holy shit. We're like, the Ottoman Empire and Europe is like inseparable. You can't go with one or the other. Europeans had a lot of bad ideas. I mean, okay, honestly, the Arabians also had...
pretty much most bad.
Frankly, yeah, but also you have to be honest here. We kind of didn't have like long periods of, you know, unification with a lot of, you know, peace. Like, you know, we had one shot at we had basically had the Roman Empire, and that fell apart. And then, you know, we had the best shot we had was Charlemagne, but we know how that ended, and I guess you could say it was not surprising that, you know, the most important were from either Italy, where it was relatively stable for a while, or France, where, you know, okay, France was just... The Holy Roman Empire had so much internal squabble. Not that much. I mean, the best we had was Gutenberg and...
See? We had progress. We just immediately had another
Yeah.
war over it.
yeah, this was more like, you know, I mean, the one thing we really were good at was actually, you know, warfare, to the point that we, you know, developed cannons and guns, and then we made it the whole world's problem.
I mean, China had that on their own.
I mean, fair, but China kind of fumbled the bag. They fumbled the bag hard. Yeah, you shouldn't really call it bloodletting, but it technically is that still. So,
But I mean, bloodletting, the original sense was just draining blood. Sure, with the idea of letting the 5 humors balance themselves out. That's stupid, I know. But draining someone of blood can help with certain conditions, which I actually don't quite remember right now which they are.
I would just agree. I mean, probably, but this is more a technicality battle, so you know, they wouldn't win.
I think they have better things to do, like bloodletting.
But still, yeah, I think one of the big things, in my opinion, is that when it comes to European history, it's just, yeah, we had a lot of bad ideas. But again, war. And also, can we just talk about the fact that Europe just had this really big phase of, you know, being into religious fervorism? Like, one of the ways we wanted to fix the whole infighting was that we just sent everyone to Arabia, and then the Arabians were like, what the fuck? We have some Mongol problems right now. Why are you coming here? And now now people are mythologizing the Crusades when when in Arabian history everyone's like, yeah, I guess the dumb Europeans showed up one day. They almost didn't fail.
A few times.
3 times. No, actually more times. Yeah, well,
I said a few times.
a few times, yeah. You really like to make like, oh, we have an internal problem. Let's make it an external problem.
One of our objectives is under attack.
It's a good idea.
I mean, hey, it works, I guess. And Europeans like, finally, we are rid of those knights.
I mean, they would rebel or act on all the anti-Semitism.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Like, you know, oh hey, so a lot of people in the Holy Roman Empire are like, yeah, we're going to Crusade. Everyone's like, oh shit, they're working and they're traveling for 3 days. And they're like, actually, the Holy Land is a bit too far away. Let's just kill the Jews here.
Yeah, stupid shit.
They're like, people didn't like that because it's maybe not good if there's like a big mob in your front yard, but then the same crusade, different group,
We are moving to
arrives
secure
at Constantinople, and Byzantine emperor's like, finally, knights from Europe, they're here to help. Why are you sieging Constantinople?
Yeah, they weren't organized.
God, the First Crusade was such a shit show. And we're not even talking about the children who were like, we should go to the Holy Land and convert all those heathens by being nice. They all died.
Sector Bravo has been taken by the hostiles.
It's like, God, the First Crusade was a glorious shit show. I shouldn't say glorious, but I cannot point out how much of an absolute failure this whole thing was
As a military operation, yeah.
before they even got to the Holy Land.
We have them where we
But
want
to be
them.
fair,
Hold that
the
territory.
actual goal was
We're losing people!
domestic stability.
Yeah, and they kind of achieved that by everyone just dying on the way, I suppose.
Like in Victoria 3.
Like
Just
in Vic-
kill your radicals. It works every time. For like 10 years.
I guess. But yeah, it's kind of amazing to think about that, just looking at the historic record, and then, then they arrived in the Holy Land, and then it got worse. Because then they were like, let's siege some cities, and when they finished sieging, then they were like, shit, we don't have food anymore, and they just did some genociding, and the Arabs were like, the funniest part is that the Crusaders were sometimes just so horrible that most residents and even some of their own Crusaders was just defected to the fucking Arabs because they were like, nope, it's way better with them.
I think I remember vaguely stories from a crusader, I think. At least it's supposed to be. I don't know if it's true. Exactly that. But apparently they raised the city, killed some babies and stuff.
Oh yeah, they did that.
Yeah, they're humans. So at least that's how they feel.
Yeah.
And then they settled there with the rest of the population they didn't kill and married each other.
Amazing.
I'm still confused how that's supposed to work.
I don't know. Who knows? The Crusaders were just... It was just fucked up. Why are we talking about the Crusades again, other
I
than...
don't know.
Other than dunking on the fact that Europeans are really shit at
Oh
everything.
right, we were talking about pseudoscience, then we got to bloodletting, and that the practice today would still technically fall under bloodletting. So then we get to Europeans are stupid and war, and then we get to the Crusades.
Yeah, I guess that checks out.
Just how it is.
Taking damage!
I think Falk just said oof.
Oof.
Oof. Imagine dying and your last words are oof. I have worse words to die with. I don't know.
There's Clonk, and they die with like
Ah. That's also a funny way to die.
Is it?
I mean, it's a funny noise. Yeah.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, honestly, it's kind of wild that the Crusades are just like just one hell of a glorious shit show.
Shit show is.
Okay, they're just a shit show. They're just an absolute shit show. And like, imagine just looking at all of this, okay?
And doing it again.
And then just be like, I'm gonna fucking do it again. Like
Several times.
I mean, after the third time, they were like, maybe not go after the Holy Lands. Maybe we should just crusade someone else. Because there were a lot of crusades, actually.
Yeah.
Some that actually were, you know what? Let's open the page for what crusades did happen. Because, I don't know which one it was, but I know one. This one's actually kind of important. Because, you see, that's, the three main ones were for the, Holy Land. But, and that, yeah, they kind of expanded that into, against other first, second, third. There was there was a fourth one. And you know what? I absolutely adore the fact that you go that the Wikipedia article for the Crusades lists like when did it happen, what was their goal, and where did they end up actually. Which just should you tell everything about how well those Crusades went. I love how something technically Jerusalem. Yeah, second one, technically Edessa, in the end Damascus. Good. Oh yeah, the fourth one reads amazing. Like, what was your goal? Technically Egypt/Jerusalem, ended up at Constantinople. You really great. Also, amazing twist of turn of events. Fifth Crusade. Goal was Jerusalem. They ended up in Egypt. Maybe should have, switched ranks with the fourth one. Just saying. Yeah, sure, it's over soon. But yeah, I think one of the big ones that happened is that, basically there was this whole thing of the Germanic Order that, went into the Baltics. And if you're wondering, they conquered a lot of land there. And that turned into Prussia. So, yeah.
Things are looking up, troops. We control more sectors than the hostiles.
Sector Bravo has fallen to hostiles.
Friendly wounded!
Enemy has secured Sector Bravo. We've lost this battle. The Russians outplayed us here.
Oh well. Ooh.
Ready.
Almost. Then I could do all the long shots. But now it looks stylish. Well, bloodied and has markings. Stylish. What else do we have? Do we have some new stuff here? Not yet. Ah, yes. Ooh, you can actually... It's legendary, but you can actually switch it up. That's neat. That is neat. Those are definitely at the end, so... Oh yeah, right. Where is it? Without helmet for once. That's something. Well, yeah, that was the Circle of Hell event. Might look into it next week again because, as I said, other modes that haven't been on those maps yet. So we'll see then. We'll see then. Until then, have a wonderful week ahead of you, and see you all tomorrow because then there is Space Marine 2. And we're gonna snipe more and try out and see how the other bolt guns are now. Because they are supposedly a lot better now. Yeah, that's the Space Marine 2 stuff. Also, honestly, I'm kind of happy that they definitely said, you know, okay, we buffed the bolt guns because they're underperforming, but we roll back most, and then we, like, will take more time patching. Like, that's the right approach. Don't fucking overpatch your co-op game, okay? Make targeted stuff. If something underperforms, buff it. Don't drag the other shit down. Bad idea. So yeah, see you all tomorrow for Space Marine 2. It's gonna be fun. Good night.